All right, folks. Good Thursday morning. Let's get airborne with our weekly debrief and our whatchamacallit, accelerated retirement. Good stuff. Good week. Had some fun trading around the Fed announcement yesterday. A couple of those sniper shots, which was fun and interesting. Even after reading the damn minutes, I don't get the reaction. So yesterday afternoon was more algo just trading than it was anything fundamental, but we'll dig into that. Going to be an abbreviated brief because I got to get to the airport with my boy Jack, heading to Boulder to freeze our ass off for a Florida appreciation tour this weekend. No, new buff students campus orientation thing. So looking forward to that with my boy. Quick recap of the week. Like I said, good week so far as trading, some good looking stuff. Put on some new hedges because the world's ending. I'll be right about that one day, but I don't think we'll be here. And with Iran, a lot of stuff going on with Ukraine. Every day that goes by, it gets worse. Nobody's talking peace. Xi is going to visit Moscow, and you could not have a more stronger statement from the Chinese that they're supporting Russia. On one hand, out of one corner, a little tiny corner of their mouth, they say what? Well, we kind of would like, peace and talks. And so their get out of jail free card is, well, we're actually calling for peace, but their peace is obviously complete surrender of Ukraine and all sorts of stuff like that. So the Chinese pushing all their chips in on Russia, which, I mean, this is just, yeah, I mean, remember, quantity has a quality of its own, right? And Putin, Xi, Iran, North Korea, just throwing human beings into the meat grinder of the West technology. Here's some M1 tanks. Here's some fighter jets. This is going to be a grind. This next year is just going. I can't even believe I'm going to say that. Year 2 of a war, and we're in World War III. Many people just don't know it. And here we go. U.S. to expand troop presence in Taiwan for training against China. Good stuff. Which is pretty interesting because I think this headline is also coming out because Taiwan's been doing the whole, hello, Ukraine hasn't paid a dime. You're all kind of donating that shit. We've paid money. We've bought tanks. We've bought F-16s. Where's our shit? Hey, here's some American troops to train you. That's great. Where's the shit we paid for? So, again, if you're in the defense industry, you're just having a blast. If you're a retired admiral or general, you're printing money, man. Doing your consulting. SPX, nice sniper opportunity, just failed at 40.25. We'll see if that's a nice fail right there. A little through it. 2, 4, 6. Right? There's a confirmation. 2, 4. 2 and 4 right there would be an aggressive snipe of a bear call spread. Obviously, that massive leg down is confirmation. So 2, 4. 2 is nuts. 2 is gambling. 4 is aggressive. 6 is a confirmation. So FOMC minutes, I got to be honest with you, I don't get it. And when I read stuff and I don't get it, I'd like to think I'm somewhat intelligent, but the minutes, yeah, they suggested the Fed fears financial conditions decoupling, warns about high equity valuations. I want that to sink in. Remember that famous press conference where Janet Yellen, then Fed chief Janet Yellen, talked about biotech stocks being overvalued? I think we all literally laughed out loud in a live trade brief. Like, Is she a hedge fund manager now? Biotech stocks are overvalued. That's in your charter, Madam Chairwoman. So yesterday, geez, equities are a little frothy, huh? So if the Fed is watching stocks, ladies and gentlemen, they should have no problems pounding it into the dirt. So I don't know why all my stuff got erased. It's kind of annoying. So if they think, if the Federal Reserve is of the consensus, like, hey, man, equities are kind of overvalued up here. Whoa. Well, there's the Donald Trump, Jan 2020, the good old days. China beaten in a trade war, peace in Europe, stock market at record highs, unemployment at record lows, including African American, Hispanic, female, and then the China flu. So we, at least, if the Fed thinks that we're, translate this, folks, equities are overvalued. Not their charter, but that tells me they got no problem with a 50 here, a 20. They got no problem with cranking up interest rates, right? Because back here, the Fed was kind of what? Tiptoeing. I'm like, dude, emergency press conference, full point. Tell the world you're serious. Nope. Half pregnant, half pregnant, half pregnant, half pregnant. So I think the market's starting to wake up to what? We got death by 1,000, not cuts, increases. We got, and it's a slow moving train wreck. We can try and do a slow moving crash landing, but there is a lot of altitude here, and there's the COVID bottom. I was shocked. I did not get why they were talking like that, unless it was, and again, look at that. So there goes SPX. And again, in over 3 decades of doing this, Fed minutes, moving the market. Wow. So there you go. There would have been 246 confirmation, and it's still going. So I don't get it. The only thing I get out of this, I blew off yoga this morning to listen to our brief, the mastermind. It's funny because listen to this. There was a mention of pause in the minutes. Yay, I'm bullish. The algos, I think, read that yesterday. There's only one mention of pause in that entire thing. And you know what it was in reference to? Other central banks, not the Fed. So it's really, really so interesting to see what's going on here. So, the debate is, 25 or 50 here. Let's bake in 50 right now. I think it's 50. So zero hedge as usual. Let me give you this. If you really want to, if you don't feel like sitting there and reading the entire minutes, here's your cliff notes. So that's a good read. We already laughed this week about this. The Fed is going to just raise the net. We can't get inflation down to our target. We're going to raise the target. Everybody gets a trophy. We talked about Amazon officially closing on their One Medical deal. Amazon had the pop. I told you if you're a little worried, sell into it, right? Remember, when news comes out, it's out. The second it hits, it's out. You get the reaction. Fade the reaction, man. Unless it's such a great announcement that you think it's going to keep running, then you get out of it. Either join it or get out of the way. But the Amazon, once something's known, it's known. Right? So when was that? Back here. I said, I think it was Tuesday or Wednesday. No, yesterday, whenever it was. I said, sell into the pop. Sell into the pop. Or let's get aggressive and kind of leg into an iron condor. So nice drop off with the S&P 500. Amazon's doing. So just a quick debrief of our iron condor. Holding what I got, man. I told you this would be a tight one, and whiz to fly on Thursday. So I'm flying this afternoon. Who knows what's going to happen? But this is a Braveheart hold, man. I'm liking this. Right between the uprights. We got 2 break evens, 96.55, which is about $1 north of where we are right now, or about $2 underneath us. This actually is, I love it when a plan comes together. This one's looking good. So no updates to Amazon there. I wanted to talk about some great stuff. Let me just ripple through this. So we're in AR. Great article in Microdose. Veterans at forefront of the psychedelic medicine movement. Advocates and experts join fight against DEA and the federal psilocybin rescheduling case. So I'm in this association, folks. No Fallen Heroes. And me, Nicole, our medicine woman, Veteran Mental Health Leadership Coalition, the VMHLC. Me, Jesse, the Capones, great Americans, Dr. Kaufman, who many of you met at the first look, just great Americans in here. I signed the thing to fight it. I'm in the fight. We're in the fight. So good stuff there. Heading up, I was just talking to Daniel this morning, making our hotel reservations. So I'm a member of this now. The members, the Psychedelic Medicine Coalition. There you go. No Fallen Heroes, baby. So we're in it, man. With MAPS, Wisana, just good people. Great people in this fight. Shared this with you the other day. I gave you a wink and a nod that I would be getting bullish on psychedelic real estate, right? Not everybody can travel to Costa Rica. Let's start healing Americans in America. What a freaking noble concept, Wiz. Precisely. And we will. I think the dates changed. I think we're doing May 1st through the 8th in Austin at the Church Heroic Path to Light. The Entheogenic Church. It's illegal if you use these for fun. These ain't fun. They're not illegal if you use them for a spiritual purpose. I'll see you in Austin. Huge article in the Wall Street Journal. Mitch might just be, we're sticking with veterans, first responders, and their families. But reach out to Nicole. You got her contact info. She's the officer in charge for May. But we'll see what we can do. So reach out to Nicole. You ready for the Wall Street Journal today, folks? Boom. Wall Street backs new class of psychedelic drugs. Psychedelic therapy industry gets a reality trip as investors focus on treatments costing less time and money. Buckle up, Buttercup. Let me just read you my response. I wrote, in the comments section. Let me share this with you. Whoops. Okay, here we go. Right here. Our nonprofit, the No Fallen Heroes Foundation, provides healing grants for veterans, first responders, and their families where they receive entheogenic medicine in a safe, spiritual location. Since these medicines are legal in the United States, we send them to Mexico and Costa Rica. That changes now. Moving forward, we will heal Americans in America. These companies are removing the psychedelic out of psychedelics in an attempt to Starbucks, McDonald's, an experience that shouldn't be tampered with. I would love to heal, but I only have an hour this afternoon in between meetings isn't the right approach. And by making new medicines out of the old, they are putting profit over healing. These medicines are free, have been for thousands and thousands of years. God is pretty smart. You can't patent a root. You can't trademark a toad. If there's a legit medical need for some who can't experience the full medicine, I get it. I support it. However, if people are simply looking for an easy way to heal, they're going to find out there isn't. Using these medicines is work, and the integration afterwards is critical. Let's not sprint to destroy what Mother Earth and our Creator has provided naturally. Read this article. Tony, trust me, man. I'm sitting here drinking my coffee with a little cacao in it, and I almost spit it out. I'm like, are they listening to me? So you have to dig into this, folks. First of all, let me scroll down right here for people who are like, hey, my Mind Med isn't making money, or Compass, or these ladies and gentlemen. Listen to me. Global revenue from psychedelics could reach $8 billion in 4 years. I want that number to sink in. So, what's this article about, folks? Wall Street is betting, I love that term, that psychedelic drugs that backers say could treat mental illness for a fraction of what it costs to do therapy with better known treatments. Duh. But here's where I differ with all of this. Venture capital firm. This is what I told you, folks. Years ago, I told you this when I got into this space. The VC folks are running all over this space, and Big Pharma. Here is the link. So, the CEO says it would require half the amount of therapy as MDMA or ecstasy, a popular hallucinogen. I hate that term. It's a heart opener. So, their focus on more cost-effective psychedelic therapy coincides with a sharp sell-off in biotech stocks last year, blah, blah, blah. So, listen to me. All three companies say their drugs will kick in faster and wear off faster than MDMA and psilocybin. Oh. That could lift one of the biggest roadblocks to delivering psychedelic treatment to a mass market. Ladies and gentlemen, February 23rd, 2023, at 10:17 a.m., Wiz predicted this will blow up in their face and go horrifically wrong. I fit in this healing session between yoga and picking up my kids this afternoon, and I feel worse. You are trying to squeeze an ineffable experience into effable experience, if that's a word. The FDA is expected to approve treatments with MDMA and psilocybin in the next few years, but rolling them out could be expensive because they must be administered by trained therapists. Oh, what a concept. Who says? Pharmaceutical executives say. So the fourth generation shaman that, Nicole went to see in Gabon needs to go sit in a class for 6 months. Okay. MDMA and psilocybin can induce psychedelic trips lasting 6 to 8 hours. And treatments typically involved additional, therapy before and after? Huh. You ready for this? I love how they kind of hedge right here. You ready? There's a role for traditional medicine for people who want to do those trips, but you have to face the reality of the medical system as it is today. Meaning, if you do it like that, we don't make a shitload of money. If you grow some mushrooms in your yard that are free to you, we're not making a profit off of it. We want to pull that shit out and shove it down people's throat. That's the reality of the medic. So here comes Big Pharma, folks. What did I tell you? I get these are all little VC firms, but this is what I've told you repeatedly for years. These are lottery tickets. Some of these are going to hit. You're going to get a Netscape and a Pets.com and lose money, and others are going to be Amazon and Google. The U.S. is struggling with the scarcity of mental health workers. Blah, 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 blah. Oh, so since we don't have enough mental health workers to help with this, I can do this, folks. I've done ibogaine twice, 5-MeO twice, and iboga twice. I ain't no shaman, but I'm pretty sure I can help people. I'll go sit in a class to get a patch I need to put on my shoulder. I'm no shaman, but pulling this out and making this into Starbucks is going to fail miserably. Some pharmaceutical companies, shocker, are pushing to develop psychedelic compounds that don't, allowing for shorter and cheaper treatments. Shorter and cheaper. Ladies and gentlemen, shorter is going to be more expensive. I'm bookmarking this brief. I'm coming back to this years from now. Critics of the new venture say they're trying to create patentable drugs that will be far more costly to purchase than traditional psychedelics without commensurate improvements in outcomes. Psilocybin, who said that this article, listen to me. Psilocybin isn't patentable because it occurs naturally. While, LSD and MDMA, decades old. This is really, really interesting. Now, I get this, folks. Methylone, a drug that will appeal to many PTSD patients because it's less intoxicating than MDMA. I get it, okay? There are people who just, you know what, I'm a little scared, or I got some obsessive compulsive disorder. I get it. But there are some patients, ladies and gentlemen, who, if you just take a shitload of these SSRIs, you can't take MDMA. It's like destroyed. The way the shit is wired, these might be a little bit better. I get that. If, like I wrote my incredibly well-written response, thank you, if there are medical reasons why you can't do the full medicine, God bless you. Thank you, God, for providing drugs or scientists, and I get it. But ladies and gentlemen, I'm telling you, this is not going to work for other people. I'm wearing my yoga pants. I just got my venti upside down, iced caramel macchiato. I'm going to go do a quick MDA treatment, and I'm going to unfornicate my life. So let me take my whiz hat off and put on my Gordon Gekko. If you're not bullish on the psychedelic space right now, you're an idiot. This isn't stopping. This article right here, ladies and gentlemen, is me validated and is me. Here are your commit criteria in this article. You didn't sound too bullish. I'm Gordon Gekko. I just told you I took off my whiz hat. Now I'm back to being Gordon Gekko. Ladies and gentlemen, filthy money is, I will stay me. Our healing REIT is, we will be the place where you can do your 6 to 8 hour journey. I showed you the pictures of our places like Oregon and all the ones we're building. And I mean, these things are just beautiful. Do you want a gourmet cheeseburger, or do you want to just go stuff your face at McDonald's? It's up to you. Folks, you've seen me. If you're new, welcome. If you're not, you've seen my transition over the years, right? This is work, ladies and gentlemen. This is work. Boiling, I can't wait to see the commercials. Give us an hour. We'll completely change your life. It's like something out of Total Recall or Arnold Schwarzenegger. Come into our quick, take a journey. This isn't going to work. There is something to be said for set and setting, mindset and setting. I've said repeatedly for years, podcast everywhere in these briefs, that this is work. This is not easy. This is not for the faint of heart. There is no such thing as a magic pill. If anything, the medicine shines an incredibly bright spotlight on everything, which in a way is it's a disinfectant. When you get to not be you in some traumatic events in your past, and you get to see it with today's eyes and on the medicine with clear eyes, you're like, wow. But if you're going to a place in between the Chinese takeout food place and a Subway to knock out your quick trip, you're going to be sadly let down. And then you're going to have a whole generation of people that just badmouth all of this. I'm warning you, folks, don't go down this route. But again, you guys know me. I'm kind of torn, right? If somebody says to the universe, I need to heal, I want to be a better wife, husband, father, mother, brother, sister, coworker, human being, I support that. I love that. Maybe if we had more of this stuff, Vlad and Zelensky wouldn't be killing each other. But there's something to be said for where this is coming from, right? I believe I agree, Steve. That's exactly right. So, getting back to the investing part of this, Compass, MindMed, Seal, Atai, Phil, just the basket of psychedelic stocks. It's coming, folks. Said it for years. This is 1999 internet stocks. Some of them are going to be insanely successful. Others will go out of business. Period. And it's getting closer to figuring out which ones those are. I think, I'm hoping MDMA will be rescheduled this year. Therapeutic use. Some idiot in the Reagan administration in 1985. You can Google it. The guy, even on his deathbed, recanted. He's like, I and his widow constantly is a proponent of MDMA. An unelected bureaucrat in the Reagan administration, 1985, with a pen, MDMA, move it over to here. Ain't no drunk driving with MDMA, and it's ain't no bar fights, ain't no murders, ain't no anything. Alcohol. So with the stroke of a pen, we could undo that. And the FDA and the DEA is just a disgrace, dragging their feet. It's a jobs program, ladies and gentlemen, right? Go through this cubicle to get to that cubicle, get that sign off. It's a disgrace. Our government is just a massive, disgraceful bureaucracy. It's a jobs program. It's a union. Nobody gets fired. The fact that Donald J. Trump had to sign a law, the VA Accountability Act or whatever. Oh, yeah, like 9 dudes died at the VA in Arizona. They were lies. They were this. They were that. Trump's like, yeah, fire those people. Yeah, you don't. You can't fire people. Could you imagine telling that to like a Wall Street guy or a normal human being in this country? What do you mean you can't get fired in the government? Yeah. Or it's going to take a 20-year process and they'll be on paid leave. So they're on vacation until we resolve it. That's fucking fantastic. So we reschedule MDMA this year. The Healing REIT space. I love that we took that name first. Even with this stuff, folks, you're going to need a place to do it. I would think even Manny and Mo right here would agree that it's going to kind of be shitty going to a doctor's office, but maybe they don't. Maybe they're like, hey, man, room A over there, here's your pill. You got 32 minutes. We'll check in on you. Isn't this incredible, though? We're living, excuse me, we're living in history. All of us, everybody in this brief, even if you're new, we are on the leading edge of this. 2.5, 3 years ago, we were on the front edge of this. 3 years from now, I can't wait to look back and be like, my God, you remember the beginnings of this stuff? It's incredible. The healing that is going on. Sometimes I share with you the texts I get or from grant recipients or people we've helped. Wiz, I no longer want to kill myself. Can you imagine just saving one human being? Getting a text like makes me cry. That's why I get up in the morning. Knock on wood, I haven't heard or helped, or we haven't helped or supported one person where I've gotten a text like, that was a fucking waste of my time. There's been people who have had challenging experiences, but hell, look at Slider. Go through Slider's podcast. Wiz, I'm thankful for my suffering. Can you imagine saying something like that? I can, because I am. So, I don't want to beat a dead horse. And like I said, I got a pack and all sorts of stuff. Get in. This is the Which portfolio is this? Yeah, this is AR. Liking where we are. This AR portfolio, I think, is the best performing portfolio out of the four, man. So anyway, oh really, Kenneth? Well, that's interesting. So, a tie, compass, and again, these are all small. These are, you got to spend a shitload of money to come up with these breakthrough treatments. These are lottery tickets, folks. I don't know any other way to say it. Celios or Celos. I'm sorry. The day is coming, folks. Again, I'm the guy on the I-95 exit ramp with my sign. The end is near. The beginning is near for these companies. That's exactly right, David. I mean, that's I'm looking forward to being with Tim Ferriss and some other smart people at this event. There's Vets, Green Horizon. I love being a part of this team. So yeah, Tony, I'm an average individual stock picker. I think I'm pretty good at picking quote stocks, but in the psychedelic space, it's just safer to pick the basket of them. So yeah, SIL is the best way to go, folks, to get into that. I mean, it's just, but these are lottery tickets, folks. Again, these are set it and forget it. These are, throw a cup, buy 1,000 shares of this, 5,000 shares of this, whatever you can do, and don't look at it again until you see breaking news, blah, 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 stage 3, something, something. MDMA is first. So MDMA, so it looks like we're going back to 4,000 here. Got a little bit of a magnet move. So there you go. So if you'd sniped up here when I said 2, 4, 6, confirmation, hovering at 40.15, another leg down. So we'll see 4,000 maybe. Maybe time for a bull put spread. I gotta get going. So a couple ways to play it, folks. Real estate, these doctor offices. I live 2 blocks, 3 blocks away from the Boca, hospital, and all the surrounding campus around it. Right, I'd go to my thyroid doctor in there, a specialist, and stuff like that. I can't stand doctors' offices. This has got to change. So the healing real estate space is going to be epic. I mean, in Austin, Heroic Path to Light, Justin, is looking to get like a 10-acre or whatever plot of land and get some horses. And people need to heal in places, right? Costa Rica, I love to awaken your soul. The Mission Within is a beautiful home. Now, I think they have 2 or 3 down there, but things got to change. So there's a potential bullish place to trade, psychedelic real estate. I don't want to say this, but I'm going to say this. You got to look at Big Pharma. Big Pharma is sitting here with their arms crossed, licking their chops. Let all these little psychedelic companies spend a shitload of money. Let all these VC firms invest in all this shit. When one of them finds the golden ticket, we're going to destroy them and buy them. That's what's going to happen. So I can't believe I'm going to say this. Look at getting bullish long-term on the pharmaceuticals, man. This is the way to go. Exactly, kid. I mean, I can't stand, Wiz can't stand saying that. Gordon Gekko says, duh. I'd be Gordon Gekko at a pharmaceutical company. If I were a pharma executive, I'd be hiring me right now. Well, let's just say one of those companies did hire me that runs another foundation. I wouldn't take that job. You guys know me. I am philanthropic. I'm not in it for the money. I'm in it for the healing. But Big Pharma should have a veterans division. Here at Pfizer, we have a veterans division that is looking in at boom. I'm already speaking this into existence, ladies and gentlemen. That's exactly right, kid. We need to drive the fight. Charles, interesting question. I'm not going to say yes. I'm not going to say no. I do know that the medicine, especially ibogaine or iboga, goes in and creates neuroplasticity. It repairs damaged brain cells and stuff. And, you ready for this? Creates new. So, Charles, no promises, but you should reach out to our director of medicine operations, Nicole Fox, Nicole at nofallenheroes.com. Shoot her an email. If she doesn't have the answer, she will find it. But let's just say that there are people Susie's a migraine person. She hasn't had a migraine, knock on wood, since she's done the medicine. She's kind of like waiting for the other shoe to drop. I'm like, maybe let's just put it up to our creator that it went in and did some stuff. Oh, there you go, Chris. So there you go, Charles. Linda, Chris Proven's wife, Linda, experienced the medicine. She experienced psilocybin and 5-MeO DMT. So maybe, Charles, you can get with Kid and you can talk to Linda. But yeah, exactly. Lou Dog is the neuroplasticity, folks. I told you, Marcus showed me his brain scans from the VA, folks. Dark, black, gray. 3 months after ibogaine, it was white. Went back to his brain specialist at Walter Reed, and they're like, whose scans are these, dude? Mine. No, really. Do you know who helped treat Marcus and was part of that? Oh, I forget the doctor's name. It just flew out of my head. He's on his board now. The guy left the VA and is like their director, their CMO, their chief medical officer. The guy was destroyed, was blown away. Decades and decades of medical experience and med school and everything like that, only to be like, holy shit, this is where I'm going. So, very long answer to your short question, Charles. I don't know, but let's just say it doesn't look like it hurts it. So let's start with that baseline. I don't think it has. I have never heard of the medicine hurting people with migraines or stuff, whether it's Linda or Susie or guys and gals with significant traumatic brain injury. Maybe the neuroplasticity can go in and rebuild some stuff. And I love the fact that the scientists just kind of scratch their heads, man. When I was in Houston for the fundraiser for the Dell School of Medicine, they have a psychedelic branch. The doc was like, this is why we have veterans at this event. Their anecdotal stories, we're trying to, he didn't say the word prove. He's like, well, these are all great anecdotal stories. You know, Justin, Wiz, Jesse, thanks for coming. These stories are incredible. I'm the math and science guy. And he gave a little bit of a booger eating speech, and then I kind of helped him out because I'm like, well, there's a big bridge, man. We're over here with our anecdotal stories of life-saving and changing treatment, and you're over here with the Excel sheets and the ones and zeros and the experiments. And maybe you are kind of hitting a wall. I don't think that's a wall. I think that's God. In between the anecdotal evidence of healing and the scientists going, we just don't get how this root works. That's pretty fucking cool. So, guys, I went way too long. I apologize. I'm holding what I got with Amazon and our SPX treads. Good week of trading, man. Now that I jinxed myself, what's Amazon doing? Ray, even better down the fairway. Look at that. Stay right there for the next day. I'll be walking around campus tomorrow, freezing my ass off. I'll have my phone. Shameless plug. You should have taken me up on the $12.50 a month lifetime offer because I'll be on the plane today. I'll be walking around campus over the weekend, whatever. I post intel in here all the time. Great group of folks in the lifetime group. So if you didn't take me up on that, do it before close of business today. So, all right, guys, I'm going to get going. I'll get this replay posted as soon as I can. Heading to the airport. I will see you guys Monday. It's a regular week, man. This week was a holiday shortened week. So we're back in the full swing of things. I'm back, baby. Coming back from the medicine and my mom being here and hockey tournaments and cheerleading. It's going to be good for me to take a weekend kind of, I need to catch my breath. So I'm looking forward to being with you all next week for a regular quote unquote week. And I will. I got a podcast to do next week and debrief. I'm still kind of integrating. So good stuff. Great week. Yeah, exactly, Charles. You're right, man. Nothing is regular with me, and I love that. So, all right, guys, have a great rest of your day. There goes the SPX. Maybe a sniper opportunity right now up at 40.25, 40.30, because it looks like we're going down to 4K. All right, guys, have a great rest of your day. Happy hunting. Make sure you hedge. Basi, basi, and namaste. Truth. I'll see you on Monday.